Hey, what's going on, YouTube friends and family? Welcome back to the channel. Easy Transfer here. So it's probably no surprise that I'm up at Arrowhead Harley-Davidson Sunday evening. This has become a routine, but I'm here to compare these two bikes, Sportster 48, the Sportster Iron 1200, and I'm going to do the comparison today. I know you all want to hear from Rob, but he's a little indisposed, helping out his customers, and I personally have experience with both of these motorcycles. My first Harley ever was a 2010 Sportster 48, and I've had a Sporty 72, and then through Dean Sweet Customs, working on those bikes, I have had many opportunities to ride not only an Iron 883 but also an Iron 1200. If you guys are subscribed to the channel, you'll have seen the 72, the Iron 883, and the Iron 1200. So let's get down with the details on these bikes and what's specifically separates the two, and then I can give you some insight on my experience. All right, so let's start with the 48. Right off the bat, I think comparatively what you guys will notice is it's a bit more low slung bike. I think that's attributed by the seat and the tank, specifically the fuel capacity on the 48, which is this one over here on your right, is 2.1 gallons, while on the Iron 1200 is 3.3 gallons. 48 distinctly difference: forward controls, while the Iron 1200 has a mid control setup. Another big difference is the width and weight of the front end on both bikes. And I would say from personal experience that the 48 has a little bit shorter seat to ground, or at least it feels that way. I mean, I picked the 48 as my first bike, my first Harley, not my first bike, my first Harley, because I could flat foot it easily. And that was something prior to that Harley that I'd never really experienced. All right, now the Iron, just again from personal experience in riding both of these bikes, I tend to think the Iron with the skinnier front wheels a little bit more flickable. But I can say that the 48 cruises really smooth and comfortably, a lot more steady, if you will. Another thing that I was kind of noticing while I was over here is it looks like there's a whole lot of clutch on the 48, clutch cable, and extra wires here. So I'm betting that this is the same clutch cable and blinker wires as the Iron. So you could slap some tall bars on this thing pretty easily, I'm sure of it. Alright, so since they're closing up shop, bringing in the bikes and whatnot, I figure it's a good time to take a step away and talk about my personal experience with both of these motorcycles. As I mentioned in the beginning, I've owned a 48, I've owned a 72, and worked on frequently and rode Iron 883. That was a 2014, and 2018 Iron 1200. My 48 was a 2010, and my 72 was a 2014. So here's my take on this. I'm 5'5", and those of you that are subscribed to the channel, this is no surprise to you. I mean, it might be, but anyways, the biggest problem I had, two problems I had with my 48, was reach. They're not boards. I mean, you could put boards on it, and I'm sure that would help a lot, but the fact that it was foot pegs and they were way stretched out in front at higher speeds kind of start rattling off of them. The other thing is fuel capacity. 2.1 gallons might look badass. I mean, it does. But your fuel light's coming on at 100 miles. And that's if you ride it gently. So, I would contest that the 48 is a great around-towner. Just a great one. It looks great. It's got a classic look about it. My 48 had spoked wheels. The newer ones are cast. Sorry, it's getting kind of loud there. The new wheels are cast, but they still look great. But if faced with the choice between those two motorcycles and what one I'm going to own and ride, not just in town but get out of town, it's going to be the Iron 1200. And the number one reason, and I think that a lot of folks would concur, 3.3 gallons versus 2.1 gallons. I know it's only a little bit more than a gallon extra, but that will secure you getting to the next gas station. And that means a lot. The other thing is I like mid controls. Also, the Iron comes with tall bars and the cable set up for it definitively, so it's pretty easy just to do a quick swap with a style bar that you like. So, but yeah, so that's me. That's just me. Again, everybody has different uses for their motorcycles, what they want out of them. I mean, if it's pure aesthetics or nostalgia, 48's probably where you want to be. Iron is a little more versatile, and I think equally as cool, but it's going to offer a little bit more range on fuel. You know, I think a little more comfortable riding position for the shorter folks. So anyways, guys, I hope this helped, and if you haven't yet liked the video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel because we're going to keep doing more of these comparison videos, and we're going to have some good ones coming up too. And lastly, stay safe out there, guys.